Hey guys and gals, we're just getting started. So we got some folks coming in and doing the sound checks and stuff. So we will go live with the podcast here at 7 o'clock. So thanks for joining in.
Yep. So we'll really go live in 7 minutes, so you can listen to this rambling chatter nonsense if you want.
Yes. Terry will sing his octaves and whatnot.
Boop doop boop doop boop doop boop. It's boop boop doop boop boop boop.
What's up, Dan? How's it going?
Dan. He's all happy. He probably can't hear us. There he goes.
No, I can hear you.
Good. Hey, guess what came in?
What came in?
2 of them. 1 tax stamp for an SBR, 1 tax stamp for a silencer.
Congrats.
Yep. So I should be able to pick up the silencer tomorrow because I had to run the, got to do the state background check. So that should be done tomorrow. So the funny thing is, so the Form 1 came back on the 7th of December.
Yeah.
Then they approved my Form 4 on the same day, which tells you they were sitting on the Form 1, not doing anything with it. And then their system tagged them saying that the Form 4 just got cleared. And they're like, uh-oh. Like, yeah, because the Form 1 cannot, lag behind a Form 4. Form 4 is always the longest one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They were like, oh, there's a certain operation of how we're supposed to do this. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it's like, uh-oh. Did we ignore a Form 1? Yes, we did. Well, we better approve that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. So the SBR's together.
Awesome.
So I'm legal.
There you go.
Yes, and sorry, kids, we're gonna do a little gun talk, but this is what we talk about sometimes when we go live. We're really live.
Who's all watching of our five watchers right now? Or 8. Who's our 8 listeners out there today watching?
Rex is one.
Rex is one.
Rex is one. All right.
I like how it's like Rex. The contrast is so weird. Like you can only see like the whites of his eyes.
Yeah, I know. That's great, isn't it? That's so great. That is so great. So did you see that the ATF withdrew their brace?
Oh yeah, I literally I filed a complaint today. I saw that and I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is stupid.
So it got withdrawn today.
Good. Like I actually read through the whole docket.
Yes, I did too.
And I was like, this is nothing but like subjective hearsay. Like,
yes, exactly.
Yes. This is ridiculous.
Basically, it's the long way to say give us money.
Yeah.
So honestly, if they just sat there and said, you know what, we're basically going to charge you $50 if you ever use one of these.
Yeah.
Then, but no, they had to go the long way around. So yeah, so we've withdrawn. So we'll see what happens down the road. But right now it got withdrawn.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Charles, what's going on? Yes, we do accept guests and photographers. So send us a message. We'll maybe set something up.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. We got John adding to the stream. Hey, John, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What's up, John?
Did you just walk in the door?
There's a little bit to go.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good stuff. And I'm over it. I'm over the ATF.
Yeah, I know. Well, they totally withdrew it, so
yeah, for now. Now.
Oh. I'm just happy I have my can.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I mean, it's only been like 2 months, and I'm like, so when's it come?
You got 4 more. You got 4 more, baby. The average is 6.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So for Christmas, I got this thing called Blink or whatever it's called, like the little small webcams, essentially, but it's a security system,
right?
For the inside, because I've had a really weird suspicion that Rex has been sitting at the door waiting for me to come home all day, and it was quite depressingly sad just thinking about that. So I installed it in my living room. Lo and behold, he just goes into my bed and sleeps all day like a lazy bastard.
There we go. That's perfect.
Yeah, so I was
That
like, all
is
right, cool. I don't
absolutely
feel bad.
fantastic.
I don't feel bad about going to work now. But I was like, that was pretty cool. And also, I'm trying to prove if there's a ghost in my apartment because
Oh God. Okay.
you can arm it and disarm it, and it has infrared. So like, at nighttime, if it goes off and I'm in my bed, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to die.
That is hilarious.
I'm formulating multiple things right now.
Oh, that is great. That is hilarious. It's a ghost, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's
all
a
fun
ghost.
All fun and games till one tries to murder you in the middle of the night.
Murder ghost. Murder ghost.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
But
In actuality, it was only 2 of these Blink cameras, and it was $48, and I have
Right.
Prime, so I got it in like 3 days or whatever, because the postal service is all screwed up right now. But it's pretty cool, even just for general security. Like you can literally screw it outside of your door, and it has battery and USB connectors, so it's actually pretty good, and it has really good quality. I like it a lot.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which
That's what Steve needs.
I mean,
so you can watch his alpha.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, think about it, right? Especially if like porch pirates, that it could actually be quite beneficial, and it's not, an arm and a leg to, install and purchase it. It literally takes 5 minutes. So,
well, so does C4, so you're good.
Well, yeah, but that'll also destroy your residence.
That's okay. We'll take out some arms and legs too. All right, claymores. We'll just make it easy for everybody.
Steve,
like some ball bearings.
I just noticed the lights. Good stuff.
I did that about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
my wife dug them out of the Christmas box of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. It's that 7 o'clock time.
Yeah.
All right. John, we'll turn it over to you to go ahead and get it started.
All right. What's up, guys? You're listening to the Colorado Cars and Coffee podcast with me, John, Steve, Dan, and Terry. Here's a look at our upcoming events.
Okay, what I got is this Saturday, December 26th, 5 p.m. There's a Christmas light parade for our seniors, and that's down in Parker. So meet at the Boondocks in Parker at 5, depart by 5:30. They're looking to make 3 different stops during the cruise to different assisted living residents. They've been locked down for a long time now. So the first location, Pine Grove Assisted Living Center. The second location, Parker Adventist Hospital. And then they'll make their way down to Life Care Center of Stonegate. So that sounds pretty cool for this Saturday. Check that out.
Yep. And also on December 25th at 5:30 p.m., it's Save the Cowboy Kiowa Christmas Cruise on Highway 86 in Kiowa. That's most of the information we have. So if you're in Kiowa, we naturally assume you know exactly where that is.
Yeah, we looked for an address, and then we looked at the map of Kiowa, and we figured it out. 86 kind of just runs through the small town, and we figured where to go. So
yes,
we had a laugh at that one. So last night, look at that. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. If you live in Kiowa, you know exactly where it is. But that is on Christmas Day at 5:30. So obviously, if you're in that area, definitely go check it out.
Yeah, for sure. So we have calendars for sale. You want to talk about that, Steve?
Yeah, sure. We've over the past couple of weeks, we've been getting a lot of photographer submissions. We had over 100 photos submitted to the contest. We narrowed it down to about 30, and then we put it out to the community on Instagram to have the community vote down to 15. We made a 15-month calendar versus a normal 12. They're not, you can buy it now, but you won't get it till probably mid-January based on shipping and post-Christmas shipping and stuff. So we gave you 15 months for a calendar. But huge thanks to all the photographers who submitted a photo. It was pretty cool having that contest. We had one of our admins, Ian, put that all together, and just a tremendous effort. And all of the proceeds or profits will go to charity, a local charity, which is for us, Go Baby Go, with the Resource Exchange down Colorado Springs. So go buy one, buy a couple, give one, keep one, and give one to a friend. Thanks. That's all.
Yeah, it's amazing all those photographers that just came together and brought that calendar together. It's just amazing.
And I'll place the link here in the comments real quick while you guys are talking.
Sure. Well, next we got is F1 with Terry.
Yeah, so real quick, the season's over, but there is a driver change for Red Bull, and most of you who follow it should know that Sergio Perez was let go of Racing Point at the end of the year, and he was picked up by Red Bull. So the A team to replace Alex Albon, he'll partner with Max Verstappen starting next year. So honestly, that's a pretty good move. No offense to Alex Albon, he just wasn't cutting it for what Red Bull needed. If you're not familiar with F1, it is like, there's 2 drivers per team. So teammates technically will compete against each other. Your goal is to beat your teammate no matter what. Also, the other goal is to, especially for Red Bull, the top teams like Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, even McLaren now are starting to get up there, even Racing Point, is to basically get the highest pole position you possibly can, be very close to your teammate, if not right behind them on, the grid, and to be able to support, etc. So that strategy happens. Unfortunately, Alex, he just couldn't cut it. I mean, most of the time he was qualifying in 7th, and his teammate was either qualifying 3rd on the grid or 2nd on the grid or pole. So when you got one car out there and your teammate is nowhere near to be found, you kind of are on your own. So it's a very good move. Checo's really good at what he does, so they're definitely going to bring him in, and we'll see what that brings next year. So that was definitely one of the things that was going to happen. I think everybody knew, but we'll see how that all plays out. So Alex is retained as essentially like a sim driver, and he's going to be a reserve driver for Red Bull for next year. So he's not gone from the team. He's just going to be there doing sim work. And if anybody gets sick or they're going to do some testing, they actually put in a reserve driver.
Did you see what Nicholas had to say about Albon? He's going back to Mario Kart.
Oh,
we talked about.
That's great.
We talked about this last night, Terry. You said he was going to be a sim driver, right?
Yeah. It's easy. Yeah. So basically, if you followed F1 for a lot of years that I have, they used to test continually. They would actually create entire test teams with their racing, team, and they would just test and test and test. So right about basically 2003, the FIA basically said, you guys really can't do that no more, because basically costs were spiraling further, because, you have the big teams like Ferrari and, Red Bull, etc., Williams at the time, they were just spending money to do this, and the smaller teams just, they couldn't keep up. So because of that, most F1 teams, almost every single F1 team, finds a way around little rules, and one of them was sim. So they started doing sim work where they would actually test the car, test the projected tires, the track, the temperatures, changes, etc., and see how they translate it in a sim, and then see how they work on a track. And then also on the flip side of that, in free practice 1, they get the data feedback from what the drivers are telling them, what the car's telling them, all the data, and they plug some of those changes into the sim. So then that sim driver can run these updates or changes that the team thinks might prove to give tenths of a second faster in the car. So they do that. So basically sim racing, sim testing replaced their live testing that they used to be able to do. So that's really taken off over the years since 2003. So they do have dedicated sim racers that literally, that's what they do. And they will actually do extensive testing too when they're allowed to. Basically, beginning of the season, before the season, preseason at Barcelona, they do a lot of testing. Usually what you see are the team's sim drivers that will take out, the cars and see what changes that they're going to propose for the following year, or test the new car for the new race year. But in a nutshell, that's really what it is. So it's very interesting, and a lot of the drivers, it kind of benefits if you look at it, Daniel Kvyat was a basically sim driver and a reserve driver for Ferrari when he was dropped from Toro Rosso, and then they brought him back and he had a pretty good year, but he got dropped again. It happens in F1. That's the way it is. And then even Ocon was a sim development driver as well for a little bit after he was dropped, and then picked up by, Renault. So it's not really the end of the road for Alex Albon in F1. in theory, if a seat opens up and someone wants to take a chance on him, but he just couldn't cut it with Red Bull, and that's just what happened. So it's interesting to see what Sergio will do. I think it'll be a good fit for Max, because Max needs somebody who's at least able to qualify high enough to at least back him up, so you get the strategy. Because when you have both cars in the top, when you're fighting Mercedes, you're fighting Ferrari, you want to be able to split strategies or really put pressure on those teams. And Red Bull really couldn't do that consistently. So it was all up to Max. And Max is a great driver. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So just to roll in on that is because we do have a giveaway. Most of you know.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to throw out a little trivia question. And this is so you can win one of the detailing packs from our wonderful sponsor, Auto Wash. So really quick, I'll read it out and just post your answer, and then we'll go from there. So essentially, if you're listening now, so the first F1 World Championship was held in 1950 and won by an Italian driver. The driver was Giuseppe Nino Ferrari, but what team was responsible for the winning car? Again, what team was responsible for the winning car? So there it is. So the winner will get that wonderful detailing pack from Auto Wash.
I want to answer.
Well, you can't.
I was like, hold on. And you know what? Actually, I was just watching something on Top Gear about this, so that's the only reason why I was like, instantly.
No, okay.
Oh yeah.
So if anybody's listening, you know that answer, go right ahead and post it up. First one to post it up that we see on there, we will definitely, award you that wonderful prize.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Nicholas Sheridan, right on the button, right there. You are correct. Alfa Romeo.
Yep.
Alfa Romeo was, yes. So Nicholas Sheridan, thank you very much for your answer. You do win that pack. We will, Steve, which way you want to go out? You want Nicholas just to message one of us with his contact information? Or, oh, wait, are we just sending you that to, which way are we doing that?
Yeah, if you can just or message him, or he can message us and just send us your email address. That way we can get his contact and pass it on to Auto Wash. And
so
we'll arrange. You'll just go pick it up, Nicholas, at their shop. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Nicholas just messaged Steve or I your email address, and we'll pass that over to Auto Wash. They'll make contact with you so you can come and pick it up from Auto Wash. Excellent, Nicholas. Thank you very much for listening. And yes, Alex is going to go back to Mario Kart. That's pretty funny, Nicholas, but it's great. All right. That's all I have for, F1, because the season's over. So we'll see what I just thought it was important.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Steve, I was expecting to see your face just like light up when Alfa Romeo was mentioned. You were just like,
I knew the answer, but only because it was Alpha. So yeah.
Well, I figured that would be an easy one instead of doing stuff like, on what corner and, on the British Grand Prix in 2000 did Michael Schumacher break his leg? In case you're curious, it's Stowe. But that. All right. Excellent. What do we got, John? What's up?
Next, we're talking about the Volvo P1800 Cyan.
Yes. So I'm going to post in our little chat for everybody to see the link if you want to follow along with that. So if most of you are
I'll try to share screen as well.
Yeah. If most of you are not familiar with our podcasts, this is the most organization we do. So we read stuff the day before, and none of us read it, and then we read it on here. But this one caught my eye, and there's two reasons why. Is I have a secret little spot in my heart for the old Volvo P1800. I guess it's just, I don't know. There's back in the there's cars back then in the 70s. That was a really nice little looking car. So it was fun. And it looked good, and it's like it's a kid thing for me because I'm a little bit older than most who are probably listening. So, just a little bit, So basically, here what we have here is this $500,000 Volvo. It's the Volvo P1800 can, okay, which I'll just go over very, very quickly. So it's basically the Can is the brainchild of Can Racing, which is founded in 96 to build and develop Volvo race cars. So, so basically under, the Polestar performance name in 2009, that's basically them. Okay, and then Polestar Performance was acquired by Volvo, and since it's morphed into the Swedish automatic electric car brand, which is very interesting, by the way. That's more to come on that. So basically, they take, the 61 to 72 is when the 1800 came out. They take that and they basically gut it. They take out rubber, glass, and plastic and all that. And basically, the only parts they really keep is like the inner body structure from the A-pillar rearwood, a hood catch, the windshield wipers, the e-brake, and the heating vents and controls. Okay, that's basically what's left of what they're going to do. Everything else is going to be like body panels and everything else does. But the thing is, they carry over the chassis number, so that makes it essentially a P1800 resto mod. So it's availably registered driven on the road, which is really cool. So it is carbon fiber bodywork. So hence some of the pricing here. Okay. Which is, they kind of try to copy the original sheet metal. They kind of move the front wheels a little forward, giving it longer, wheelbase, etc. But the most important thing is they basically they stuck in a 4-cylinder Volvo engine. It's a turbocharged 2-liter that is basically this kind of same engine that they're using in the XC40 and the XC90. But they get it to up to 413 horsepower, 336 foot-pound of torque with the help of a Berg 1 or single turbocharger, which is mounted low and out of sight, which is interesting, and some headers. So I just found it really interesting. And then they stuck in a 5-speed manual, which is basically made by Hollinger. So their whole preference was to kind of go, let's keep it like that 60s feel, so a 5-speed manual, kind of, keep the carbon fiber shape, at least keep it so it become a resto mod. So it's an interesting read. I just think it's an interesting resto mod to do. I mean, it is a P1800, which Volvo aficionados, they kind of love that car. So I just thought it was kind of interesting to see that somebody went out to do that. And the fact is $500,000 is like going, that's interesting.
Oh yeah. We're talking like Porsche Singer money for that, right?
Yes. We're talking Singer money,
Wow.
but also it only weighs 2,200 pounds.
Yep.
So if you're curious, it has a better power to weight ratio than the 911 Turbo S. And very simply this, no stability control, no traction control, no anti-lock brakes, doesn't even have a brake booster. Okay, so if you were looking for that iconic, no control feel 60s, 70s car with a lot of horsepower, this is your answer. If you have that money to burn, this is it right here.
If you want the absolute feeling of just trying to survive, that is it.
Yes, there it is. It's great.
Oh, and then also it has the differentiating wheel size. The fronts are 245/40s and the rears are 265/35. So
yes,
definitely squats.
It definitely does. So I'm gonna just interrupt because I just feel like doing something really quick here. So for Stefan, thank you, because my voice is beautiful. Message Steve or I, and we'll send you a calendar. Okay, just message Steve or I for a calendar. Okay, there's Stefan. Stefan wins a calendar. Are you good with that, Steve?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Okay, my voice is beautiful, people. It's a beautiful voice. Okay, this is how it works.
The calendars are from Dave Lowry, Allstate Insurance. He's a new sponsor. He's not even a sponsor yet, but he comes January 1st. So this is a preview of what Dave does for the community. So Dave Lowry, Allstate Insurance.
Yep. Thank you, Dave, for the calendars. Appreciate it. And thank you, Stefan, for remembering that I do have a very beautiful voice. So the one other thing I want to wrap up on this before the rest of you can comment is I just love some of the writing in the article. Stuns with its lion-hearted thrust all the way to the 7,700 RPM red line. It has a muscular punch you expect of a turbo-boosted mill, but has been tuned so both its power and torque delivery is so much more like the naturally aspirated engine. Sexy voice, baby.
Wow, Terry.
Anyway, so anybody got a couple of comments on that wonderful P1800 that none of us can afford?
Well, I guess with the fancy writing and the subtle, sexy voice, I guess they're trying to make it worth $500,000 because what the hell? I mean, it's an amazing car, but $500,000. I don't know about all that. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I wouldn't.
All
shell
right, Dan.
$500,000 for that.
If you had $500,000, what would you buy then?
Like 3 McLaren P1s, one for every other day of the week.
Okay.
How much is a McLaren P1?
It depends which one you get. Actually,
They're not $175,000.
I mean, hey, you have enough cash in hand. I'm pretty sure you can make it work.
Yeah,
like-
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, you're like, I have $500,000 cash. How many can I get with this? I'm pretty sure they'll be like, okay, we can figure something out instead of having loans. Loans is okay. Yeah, you're gonna maybe get the money, or you can actually have the money right now.
I think it's just like a, let's throw some money together and just go do this and take the P1800 and kind of make it kind of crazy. So it's definitely something there. And yes, I'll actually agree with Nicholas' comments. The rear does kind of look like an older vet, like older 58 vet, which I think some of the design cues of the P1800, don't quote me, might have been inspired by, the early 50s vets or the late 50s vets. So I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I actually see that. So yeah.
It looks like Cyan Racing actually really focuses on Volvo. So Volvo race cars, they used to build go fast road cars under the Polestar performance name in 2009, so on. So definitely all things Volvo for Cyan.
So there you go. So if you got a bunch of money and you don't care what you spend it on, go right ahead and buy that and enjoy dying.
Yes.
Jeez. Yeah, it would be a fun ride though.
Oh,
yeah, it would be a fun ride.
Yeah.
Totally fun ride. All right, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're on to our next car. We're talking about the Alpha Motor Ace, the EV.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve. You posted that on the page, so
yeah, I just found it on Twitter. I search for things on. I use TweetDeck and look for keywords on Twitter, and this popped up somehow. But it's an EV out of California concept right now, but really cool retro looking. I'll bring up some of the photos and share them with you if you guys haven't seen them. Give me 1 second.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really a fan of the fenders. For some reason, it just it looks pretty cool.
Same here. Sucked in by the fenders. Yeah. So not crazy about the name, the Alpha. I mean, they spelled it wrong, but they got to do something better than that. But just take a look at these photos. Look at that. Look at that side profile.
That's beautiful.
That really is kind of cool. That's not a box. Most of these EVs you see nowadays are boxes, and this is not. It's got some style to it. So definitely appeals to the car enthusiast.
Yeah, it looks like almost like an older Datsun or something.
Yeah, that's actually.
Yeah, I had some like 510 vibes to sort of.
Yeah.
What do you think it was like, Terry? I think you gave me some ideas last night.
Well, it's definitely got a little styling cues from a Mark II Escort, which is going to be like our fender wells. And there was other thing here I was reading on this. I wish I could find the article, but it's definitely got some inspiration from what these guys doing. This is the wrong article.
It doesn't surprise me that it's coming from California, but
yeah,
because supposedly they're in that crunch to try and do only electric cars.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know how that's really gonna work out, quite honestly.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a whole lot out there.
Yeah. So some of it's like if you look at it, it does have a little bit of a look of an Alpha 105.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit, which is, I'm going to say this car, if anybody knows what this is, I'm amazed, is the old Hillman Imp. I grew up in England. I know exactly what a Hillman Imp is. So it definitely has some like styling cues in here. And then, if you look at those fenders, there is a little bit of Mark II Escort there for sure. So, honestly, I just think it's an interesting concept. It's kind of looks good, as Steve was saying, and it's not boxy. And it has a little bit of on there. So that's, for an EV, it's not bad. And yeah, you know what? I have no problem buying one. So if I wanted to buy an EV, it's not going to scare me because I'm not scared of change.
Yeah, if it was reasonably priced, I would definitely consider one of these.
Yeah.
Based at a decent range,
Yeah. Well, and honestly, those cars are really made for. It's a total city car. It's you know what I mean. It's that get around city car. So I'm not if I get an EV, I'm not looking at something to go on long road trips. I'm getting an EV so I can run up the Safeway. And go the Kings and then, go here, go there, do those things like that. That's what I'm looking at it to do. So I would, if I ever buy one like that, I would like to have something that looks kind of sporty and kind of different than the old boxy, but that's just me. But in case you're curious, well, the Alpha 105, I just posted a little picture right there.
Am I the only one that's interested in completely stripping everything out of it? Because it's 3,000. How many pounds is it?
Yeah. Yes.
It's 3,600 pounds, right? And it says it goes 62 miles an hour and under 6 seconds. So imagine if you stripped out a lot of the unnecessary stuff in it. It would be like the most monstrous Miata ever on Earth.
Yes. It really would be. So, yeah, I just think it's interesting. So,
yeah,
definitely. And what do you think there, John? What do you think on that?
I mean, I think one of the things I noticed was the handles, the inside door handles, that kind of almost leather strap, which I thought was really neat.
Yeah.
Of course, they got the
Tesla iPad.
The Tesla iPad that we see everywhere, and is universally hated by just about every enthusiast out there. But they're so prevalent.
Yeah.
So we're seeing them everywhere. I recently sat in the Mustang Mach-E, and it had one of these. We had one of these iPads, and it was turned vertically though, not landscape mode, but it was vertical mode or portrait mode, and it really stood out. It would seem like it'd be really distracting, but that's what everybody's doing right now. It must be so super popular or something. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think it's popular because it's just aesthetics is what they're doing. So off topic real quick. Man, I can't see half the comments that are on our little live cast. I don't know. I think my Facebook just being goofy. Because I know somebody asked a question about the McLaren.
The McLaren Sabre.
Thoughts
and opinions about the new McLaren Sabre.
So I will be honest. I saw it yesterday when I was researching. Oh, okay. Let me rephrase that. I saw it yesterday when we were looking at things to talk about so we could research it today. So I right now do not have an opinion on it. So I'll leave it open to the other three in here if anybody did look at that, whatever opinion on that is.
Well, go ahead.
I saw a good comment about the Sabre. The one that I saw was red and white, I believe. It looked like imitation crab meat. And that was funny. That was the comment, and that it just kind of grabbed me. Like that is, I can't unsee that now. But I don't know. They're so out there. It's supposed to be faster than the Senna. Thanks to all the Senna owners are going. Well, thanks McLaren. But I don't know. Unobtainium, just like that P1800 by Cyan Racing.
I think it's interesting that it's like a U.S. only car. It's like they wanted to go faster than the Challenger, and they say, "Here you go." It's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. So we'll probably talk about it more on the next podcast. To be honest with you,
those look like some real deep bucket seats. I'm looking at them right now, like you're in the ground. I love it. It's awesome.
Wow.
I also posted for those who want to see the crab meat special. I posted it in the actual chat. There you go. So that's what he's talking about.
That's great. Excellent. What do you say there, Steve? Should we do another giveaway?
Yes. Let's go with Let's go with the Greeley Auto Spa. So this is kind of geared if you're in NOCO or if you want to go up north to Greeley Auto Spa, our sponsors, but they're giving away 2 front windows tent job. It's worth $95 for their standard tent. So if you guys need a tent and you don't mind going up to Greeley, if you're in the area, of course, grow, but just be aware in case you're down Colorado Springs or Pueblo or something that this is in Greeley. But yeah, you want to find something, Terry? Some kind of question or something?
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go find one real quick. So give me a quick little. No, I want to go find someone else. Sorry. Give me a sec, guys. Sorry about that. There we go.
Problem.
All right, let's just do a very simple car movie trivia question.
Oh boy.
Let's see who gets that, because let's see. No, that's easy. That's easy. Jeez, these are like easy. I'm not doing that one. That's easy. that was going to get that one. Oh, no. I'm not going to do that one because that gives it away. This is how prepared we are, kids. Okay. This is how it works around here. Oh, all right. Here, let's see if anybody watched it, because basically all of you are going to look this up. So I'm going to make people actually look it up. This is how it's going to be. All right, because this is very, very obscure. What car is used as the super taxi in the 1988 French film Taxi? Again, what car is used as the super taxi in the 1980 French film Taxi? First one answers it, we'll get that wonderful detail. Google's your friend, kids.
Yep.
Citroen DS? No, I'm guessing.
I wish. Greatest car ever made by man.
No? Okay. All right. I tried.
In case everybody's
And
curious.
I didn't look it up either, so I just kind of winged
The
it.
Citroen DS is the greatest car made by man. Simple as that. If anybody disputes that, I'll fight you. Fight you. You unappreciated people are French classic beautiful cars that have crazy hydraulics. Definitely, Nicholas is correct on the newer Taxi movie is definitely a Crown Vic, but this is the wonderful 1998 French film Taxi.
Oh, well, that narrows it down right there.
The 1988
Should be a 10-second Google search. And Nicholas, you've already won, so you can't qualify.
Yeah, you can't qualify
this contest. This one, so
I had to choose some obscure crap. It's great.
Oh, we got one from Zach Ward there.
Boom! Thank you, Zach Ward. You are correct. It was a Peugeot 406.
All right, we got a winner.
All right, thank you, Zach.
Okay, Zach. Yep, you are the winner of a 2 front window tent up at Greeley Auto Spa. Good one, Preston, but you're just a few seconds too late.
Yes.
So close.
All right, that's excellent. Okay, so we should move on, but we do have to feed in some trivia stuff in because we got some good stuff to give away. All right.
All right. Next, we're talking about Apple's EV car. I guess they've been taking engineers from Porsche and Tesla, and they're really getting on the gas to get a car out by 2024. And I guess it's going to have a high-tech mono-cell battery technology in it. No idea on what the design is going to look like, but they have one from, I believe, 2016 that makes it look like a van.
It looks so ugly. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And isn't it supposed to be autonomous
Oh, yeah, I think so too.
to a point, which I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we have one from 2016. I see car and drivers rendering.
Yeah.
Do we have an actual picture or not of that?
no,
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
I don't think
All
there's
right.
anything out there.
They'll probably wait and do a broadcast like they usually do.
So my curiosity, well, actually, there's one thing about that car I do know, that it's going to have an Android pad.
Jeez.
Limited partnership. Android will provide the center console, and then
Oh no.
okay.
Oh no.
But the purity.
Yes. So, I mean, the only thing I'm curious about this is okay, just a little bit with Apple announcing this, it kind of took a little bite out of some of the Tesla stock because Apple is notorious for these kind of things. So they have a lot of experience with with battery design, et cetera, et cetera. So, so it's interesting to see which way it goes. I mean, and this is just a growing tech. It's got to keep coming, so this is something that's going to be here and it's not going to go away. So, just like way back in the day when there was horses and carts, and I'm pretty sure people, and actually it's a known fact, people look at the on-wheel saying, what's that? I just use my horse and cart. Yeah. Change is good. Change is good. So we'll see what this looks like. I'm just curious. I want to see better pitches. I want to see Apple actually render some kind of thing that they're doing to see which way they're going with this. It's like, basically like, it's reported that the autonomous Apple car will start production 2024 with next level battery technology, which is in quotes. It's like, okay, well, what is the next level battery technology? I would like to see, is it the solid state battery technology that's being talked about, et cetera, that we posted a couple of times? Is that the way they're going, et cetera? And all those things. So a lot of it is like reducing battery cost and getting better performance out of them, et cetera, which is going to drive this more. So I really want to see a real rendering. I want to know if it's really going to be autonomous or it's going to, et cetera. Because, it's those things will make it better to talk about and see what's going on. But, Apple getting into the game. And also, is this just Apple saying, hey, we're going to go do this like so many other people have said? There's some starters say, oh, we're going to make an electric car, and it just never happens. I mean, is this Apple just flexing some muscle real quick and then saying, well, no, we're really not going to do it? So I'm just curious to see.
Well, I mean, a lot of companies say they want to do it, right? But the R&D that goes behind it is immense.
Right.
You have to, like how it mentions, like you have to find the right chemistry just for the batteries itself. That's not even including everything else in the car that you're trying to change completely, right? So a lot of those companies just do not have the money to go through that whole process. They're like, no, can't do it.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So curious.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, okay. Well, moving on to our next one, is the Targa Toyota Supra. I guess was shown at like a virtual SEMA. Basically, Toyota says nothing to see here. It's just a one-off concept. What do you guys think about that?
It's beautiful. I love it. I still wish they came out in a manual.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it, but I like the Targa part for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The body kit, not so much. It just seemed like it was too much Pep Boys slapped on.
Yeah, too much molding there.
Too much.
What's wrong with that?
For just too much. Targa, that was great. Love the lines. I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, that body kit has to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's like they try to do a weird like wide body that's not really a wide body, but still has like aero with it. It's like they couldn't make up their mind of which one they wanted to do.
Yeah, if you're gonna do wide body, go full wide body. It seems like everybody does wide body. So yeah,
right. I mean, yeah, the wide body and stuff. And honestly, I will take a little bit of umbrage to Steve's comments about bolts on Pep Boy parts. I see no issue with that. I am a firm believer in, I'm going to actually after this podcast, because I don't have to work tomorrow because I took it off. I'm just going to drive to a Pep Boys and I'm going to get all that crap and I'm going to put it all over my BMW.
Well, good. That's what I bought you for Christmas. Was a set of
you did
curb feelers from Pep Boys. So.
Yeah.
I fully expect to see a bunch of rattle can and what was it, plastic dip.
Yes, it's happening. It's happening. But I will agree with Charles saying the Supra needs a Targa, and it is correct. And I kind of like how it looks with the Targa and stuff. The body kit looks really nice, but to each his own. I just think it's a little exaggerated, but not much. I mean, it's not going to bother me, but I think, Toyota should look at this and say, you know what, we do need to make a target and we do need to make a manual just to shut people up who say, if you don't drive a car that's not a manual, you're not an enthusiast, because, that's a complete bunch of lies.
Right.
So, but certain sports cars, it is iconic to have a manual in there. And you know what? If it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell.
Right.
The bean counters can't accept that anymore, Terry.
Well, you know what? I know.
That's why you don't see them anywhere hardly anymore.
No longer will it be for the culture.
Yeah,
but we do know that the Nissan Z is coming out with a manual, right? They've already said.
Yeah, they already said
we'll have a manual. Twin turbo V6 will have a manual. So that's actually some good news.
Yeah.
Okay, time for a quick break. We are going to do another giveaway. This is a $25 gift certificate to Amazon, and this is given to us by Denver Smooth Curb from Jason Patterson. He's the guy is the local hookup for Bridget curb ramps to help you ease onto your street a lot nicer than just slamming down onto the old underbody so often as we do. But $25 gift certificate. I got a quick question. This is one of Terry's favorite movies, but I'd like to find out, when was the very first Fast and Furious that came out? What year? That's all I want.
1865.
The very first one.
1865.
Yeah, there's like 90 of them, right? So
there are 8 films with 1 spin-off film. So there's about 9.
Okay,
films.
wait. Where are you getting 8 films from? So, because isn't it you take all 8 films, combine them, and you get maybe 5 minutes of a watchable movie?
Charles is the winner. Congratulations, Charles. Yes, it was.
Way to go, Charles.
2001.
Yeah.
So, Matthew, just a little bit too late.
Keep in mind, they stole DVD players. That's what everything was about, by the way. DVD players. Nothing else, just DVD players.
Yes. So Charles is basically saying he was 4 years old when that movie came out. You know what? Screw you, Charles, making us all feel old. You hear that? You hear that right now? Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. 4? Yeah.
All right, Charles,
Anyway.
if you would message me or Terry, just send us your email address, and we can get that gift certificate on its way to you from Denver Smooth Curb, one of our sponsors.
Thank you very much.
I think I'm just going to also bring up some stuff on Facebook from Charles, because he was saying that the automatic is, infinitely better, which is, true with the drag racing and such. But you just got to like that kind of sensation of the gears. And back then, Toyota actually offered a whole lot of options on the Supra. You had, the manual without a turbo and the manual with a turbo. And so it would be kind of cool for Toyota just to take the chance and just come out with these options.
Yeah. It'd definitely be interesting. I wish they had it as different packages, not like a one-stop shop. That would be pretty cool. And it'd actually make it more valuable in the long run, right? Because everyone would be like, oh my God, manual,
Right.
And
Yeah. And then I also wanted to talk about the body kit. A while back, I can't remember which game it was, but they had a option for a Velside body kit, which I thought was really nice for the 93 to 98 Supras, which I think is probably the best one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen those.
Nice.
Toyota? What is that? How John pronounces it? Toyota.
Yeah.
Toyota. We're evil, Charles. You're just being evil right now.
Yeah.
We like it with my radio voice. That's great. All right. Where are we, John? Our fearless leader of the podcast.
All right. Our last discussion topic is about one of our favorites, the 12 cool cars that are finally legal for U.S. import in 2021, which is, not that long from now. It's has a lot of really cool cars. One of my favorites is the Mitsubishi Lignum VR4. It almost looks like a Galant station wagon. And then also the Daihatsu Midget. That one looked pretty cool.
It looks amazing.
I am in love with the Daihatsu midget too.
Yeah.
And I really want to see what the midget one looked like, and I'm hoping to God it was smaller.
I don't know how.
Jeez.
I'm hoping to God it was just smaller. I'm actually hoping it's a car you stand up in.
Right.
That's what it is.
I liked you scroll down just a little bit and you saw the Renault Sport Spiders. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of Toyota MR2 sort of, but little Porsche Boxster looking there. I liked it.
You didn't like the Honda step wagon?
Well, just the license plate shortening of the name. I kind of did. I like that. That was cool, but
I think the Toyota Starlet, that one looks pretty nice too. It's kind of weird. It has like the old Subaru Outback headlights, and then having a hot hatch like that would be pretty cool. Like the Toyota Yaris, that's probably never going to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Renault Sport Spider, it has literally no roof of any kind, no radio, no heater, no ABS, no power steering, no door handles, no side glass.
And you can choose,
you can choose between a full-size windshield and a small wind deflector.
Yeah.
What the heck?
That is ridiculous, and I love it.
So when I was in Normandy, like about 4 years ago, I saw one. And I was like, what the hell is that? And no, I wasn't going to take a picture of it because I was in effing Normandy and I was actually eating oysters at the time. I'm not going to lie. So I was eating oysters and this thing was parked and I was like, what the hell is that? What it was a Renault. And it said like, it was like, the Sport Spider. I'm like, that's really interesting, but I have oysters to eat. So just saying.
Yeah.
But yes. So yeah, some of these honestly on here for me,
Toyota Classic.
The step wagon is perfect for any step parents out there. So if you have a stepfather or a stepmother and you hate them, buy them this. It's absolutely perfect. So honestly, I am a very big fan of like sport wagons. I do love them. I grew up in England, so like sport wagons are amazing out there. So yeah, so the Mitsubishi, VR4 wagon, that's just fantastic. The Toyota Classic is hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the Chaser, which would be, a lot of drift guys would like that one.
Yes, exactly.
What do we think about the Mitsubishi Legnum VR4?
Yeah.
I'm a wagon fan, so
yeah, I love that one.
This does it for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's the one I just brought up. Yep.
So it's a 5-door.
Hell yeah, it is.
It's almost like one of those Evo station wagons. It'd be really cool to have.
Yes.
I think I'd put that on my list.
So what about some of the kids who are watching? Let's see here.
Kids.
Oh yeah. Well, Charles, you know what? Who does? Hey, hey, Steve, the big Buick station wagon that turns up. Who has that big old wagon again? Remember?
Oh, I remember seeing it a while back.
Buick station wagon.
Remember the big Buick station wagon?
I think it's Ian, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Ian.
Ian Joslin.
Yeah, I think it's Ian Joslin. It was that. So Charles, if you ever see him, it's Ian Joslin. It was that big old wagon. That thing is amazing. So I love those things.
Shoot for Charles.
Yeah, just in case Charles is going to go find it, those things are amazing because it does have the I had too many children back seat. So you put your least favorite children in the rear facing seat and you brake check a semi and it solves your problem.
Very creative.
These are the things that I get away with in this podcast, kids. Just saying. Okay, just saying. But looking at these cars, I will say the Daihatsu Midget, I just love that thing. Okay. If anybody wants to bring over a TBR, just remember one important thing. It was made in Blackpool, England. So no. Hey, I used to go to Blackpool when I was a kid because there's a like amusement park right there and all like penny slots and all that stuff. And they have the Blackpool illuminations, which actually would be lit right now. And it was great to drive down there when I was a kid for Christmas. And we'd see all the lights come on. It was wonderful. And I used to go to Blackpool a lot. It's a seaside resort north of England. And that's where TVRs were made. And just trust me, no. So, but if you want a TVR, you can do it because the TVRs are amazingly stupid. And they did. And my father actually had a TVR when I was living in England for a couple of years. He had a TVR Tasman. He didn't do the convertible. He did like the hatchy. So he had that. I think it was like an 84. He got one. So, yep, he had one. He cut it for a little bit. And then, long story about my father, I don't really get into too much of people on the podcast here, but my friends know, is very simply this. My father had a penchant for buying a cars, just like in dumb shit, to be honest with you. Stuff that made no sense. Quick example of one is, hey, in my late 60s, I am slightly overweight. Okay, he was overweight. Bad back, old, angled driveway, hard to get in and out of cars. Sold his Cadillac Alante because it was hard for him to get in and out, and bought a brand new Viper. That's my father's logic, everybody. And he called me, he says, I got a Viper. And I'm like, why did you do that? Because you had a hard time getting out of cars. Why would you do that? Oh, I wanted one. Great. I'm coming over to drive it because I knew that car would last 7 days. That car lasted 7 days. It was great.
Hey,
So,
Viper's a Viper.
Yes. So there you go, kids. That's some of the crazy stuff. But yes, my father had a Tasman for a little bit in England. So I do remember that.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually had those long stories, which I love.
Yeah, it's great. So there you go. So honestly, out of this list that I could import, I'm not gonna lie, I'd straight out do the Daihatsu Midget too. I just don't know why. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey Dave, it's good to see. We got Dave Lowry on the line with us today as well. Hey Dave.
Oh, nice.
Hey Dave.
So I will turn it over real quickly to John, and he's going to give us a trivia question for the next giveaway. And it's another one of Dave's Dave Lowry Allstate calendar. It's a Colorado Cars and Coffee calendar. So take it away, John.
Sure. So my question for you guys is, which racetrack in Colorado used to be a horse racing track? So that's which racetrack in Colorado used to be a horse racing track.
Nice.
I would honestly have no idea. So I'm glad I'm on this side.
Hey, Charles, I think so. Everyone's seen that F40 making the rounds for sale. Yeah, it might be stolen. I've heard that as well too. So not sure.
Charles is just free guessing.
Yeah, Charles is just free guessing.
Every acronym possible.
Did Charles already win? So Charles can't win again.
Charles has already won. He is
good try, Charles.
He's not qualified for another tonight. Sorry, Charles.
Should we just wait for an answer, or should we just get to our?
We can
keep going because we can see the comments. Just so everybody knows that, if you're listening and then you're trying to find an answer, if we don't get the answer, I mean, we're just going to look at the comments and then go from there. So we're just going to move on. Sorry, Charles. I know it's a sad day, but the day will get better tomorrow because, well, it's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I probably picked a hard question, I guess.
No, you picked a good question. It makes people think. All right. What else have we got? Did we run out of crap to talk about? Oh my God, we did.
That was the last thing. So
yeah, I think we're on the.
I would say let's open it up to the peanut gallery.
And if anybody has anything they want
to talk about or ask us or ask about our sponsors or our events or car news or whatever.
And we'll throw in some more like trivia set because we do have still a couple of things to give away, and we'll go from there. Or maybe I'll just go on a rambling story about craziness.
All of the above.
Okay, well here, Charles, the local scene. It's winter. It's winter. It's winter, and it's cold, and there's no snow.
The car culture of 2020. Well, it's been a great year. Yeah. Don't make us sad, Charles. Come on, don't.
Really.
You don't want to see tears on screen, do you?
You know what? Basically, it's this.
What about was it?
Hey, wait.
4 days, the only car show that really happened this year.
Yeah. Anyway, before because I can't see half the comments anymore, but Somebody did guess at Centennial for a racetrack. Centennial.
No.
No? Okay, that's cool.
That is not the right. That is not the right answer.
So I don't know. What is the word on emissions coming to an end in Colorado?
Oh,
It's happening.
great.
Link it. Where is it?
All right, give me a second. Let me bring it up.
So I should
had
keep
other
my cat in my
things
car.
to think about. Well, it's like the where is emissions coming to Colorado? So I don't know. I don't think. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to get into the whole, Colorado become California. If you really want to know what pisses me off, quick, is that kind of crap.
Yeah. All right. So I will link it. It's actually from their post from last year.
Last year.
It's still very it's showing the legislation what was enacted on it. Pretty much saying that Colorado sucks and we're a serious offender, and due to that they have to replace. It has to be enacted by 2021. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's no way around it.
So what's the quick meat about it?
Give me a second. Hold on.
And anyway, and yes, Dave, actually, it was kind of interesting that parking lots to actual cruises. So that was kind of, I will say in 2020, if you had to deal with the fact that we had COVID, etc., and lots of cars and coffee events were canceled, like Lafayette, etc., that the improvisation of people to be able to kind of do cruises and kind of come together, etc.
The huge thing that I saw was the birthday cruise. That was, I think, new for 2020. I'd never seen those before, where you drive by and honk at some kid standing outside his garage as we all drive by, and we have our masks.
Well, I do that every single Sunday. I drive around my neighborhood and just honk at random houses. But hey, that's me.
True, Terry, but you're not allowed near elementary schools anymore. So,
that's really cute coming from you, old man who just turned 50. Better watch your cholesterol intake there, big boy. But no, just to keep going on, what Steve was saying in that, it's like I just think the innovation of the car culture to be able to handle what was going on, and to be able to sit there and say, okay, well, let's do smaller cruises, let's do smaller meets, and stuff like that. I think that is really good because, no matter what, I think the word gets better around way too much when people go, car enthusiast, you're not a car enthusiast because of that, or you're a car enthusiast because of that. I don't really care for that. I'm a car enthusiast because I love cars. I don't care what the hell they are. I've always loved them. It's what they are. To see people just be able to get things together, work within the framework that was there. We did a lot of Sonic meets, more than we've ever done.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was a response to the fact that we're sitting there going, well, you're bummed because you can't go to Lafayette. You're bummed because that got canceled. So we did things within the rules that were placed, the guidelines, and it worked, and it was really kind of fun. So it was really good to see that. And then I miss Lafayette. It is nice to go to a massive one. But it was also really nice to kind of more personal on the smaller meets. Got to meet more people that way and talk to people and see that sometimes I feel it's like this, it's Lafayette. I'm going to go to Lafayette because I always go to Lafayette. It's like this obligation. Here's Lafayette, I'm going, and here's,
sorry.
Exhaust and, Espresso and Exhaust, I'm going because I always went. When we did the first Sonic meet, we had more people turn up at that because people wanted to get out. And it was great to see because people were talking, interacting, great selection of cars, and people came. That is what is awesome about this group, about what everybody does when we get together. So that was, to me, the take on the car culture for 2020.
Okay, back to our trivia question about the track that was a former horse race track. We're going with current tracks that are still in use today. We did see an answer about Centennial, but that's not we're just updating the questions based on the parameters that we have. But it's a track that is in use today, and it was formerly a race horse.
So that's throwing out Arapahoe Park.
Just kind of clarifying some parameters there for you guys to look up the answers.
So Matt Hawkins is saying Arapahoe Park. No, not around Pro Park.
Close, but no cigar.
Nope. Okay. Okay. So enough talking about Thai food. You want no?
How did we get on? How do we get on?
I don't know.
I
I looked
don't
at the
know,
comment section
Dave.
about Thai food, and I was like, ooh.
I blame Dave. Dave, are you going to answer for yourself here, Dave? Huh? Now I want Thai food. I wouldn't mind to get like a jungle curry right about now. Anyway, all right. So yeah, that's kind of like the scene about 2020. So that's what it is. So
I'll agree with you on that. I'll totally agree with you on that. Because I'd always, just went there and seen, 9 billion cars, tried to hold conversations with people, but everyone's busy doing their own thing and whatever. So I really like the Sonic ones because you could actually have like a personal, like, tell me about your build, like what's going on with your car. Like, I like, this is what I like. What are you trying to do? Like, what else are you working on that you normally wouldn't be able to have a chance to really do at Lafayette because there's a billion people.
Yes. So what about you, John? What was your take on 2020 in the car scene?
I mean, it's kind of tough because they're, as a photographer, not professional photographer, but there wasn't really much events that were really going on. I will say for me personally, it was my first chance being on the media list for Pikes Peak Hill Climb. So, I mean, that was the highlight. But I mean, I kind of got lucky in a way because a lot of photographers dropped out. Like I think my friend Rupert Barrington said they usually have like 200 photographers or something like that, and like basically we're down to like 20. So I mean, and then you had Grid Life, which I mean there wasn't really anybody going there, but I mean there was all the drifting stuff, which was really cool. But it just sucked that there wasn't really much events. But I mean photographers like me and such, we kind of got through it, and there was still some good action as they kind of dialed back on restrictions.
Yeah.
That's
that's actually it was really cool that you got your first press pass for Pikes Peak. That's really
that's
is
pretty
cool.
awesome.
Yeah. So touching on that, so how was that for you? Honestly, straight out.
Yeah,
like,
tell us about that.
Tell us about that. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Okay. So mainly I contacted, they had like you go through the website, if I remember, they have like a form that you fill out, basically tell you, all the, there's a possibility of, all the dangers, you might get hit and all that stuff. And then eventually as they get closer, you're put in this like video conference call, and they tell you, hey, you need to stay on the inside of corners and not on the outside, and don't cross the road, and they go through the guidelines. And then you're waking up at like 2 a.m. to get there, because I think they want you to get to the track by like 3:30 a.m. And so then you're also trying to find your spot, and it was actually a pretty cool adventure. It's the weather changes too, like all the practice days it was fine, but then race day was really windy and it got pretty cold, and so, but it was, a really cool adventure.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was for you doing all that? What was your most memorable moment of that experience?
Was it the altitude sickness?
Yeah, it's certainly up there. That's what I was going to talk about too. Yeah, I mean, I got that, and then so I tried to find a spot that was lower, and I was riding with Matthew Greenfield, who's another great photographer, and he was going more for the higher up areas. And I said, "Hey, drop me off here near Elk Park," and so he dropped me off there. And that's another thing. There's like, you'd think Pikes Peak Hill Climb would have like street lights or anything. They don't have anything like that. You're in the dark, and there could be, who knows, cougars or whatever rolling around. So I was up there, and it was too windy and cold. I was like, you know what, I'm going to step down the Glen Cove, and because I know there's buildings down there and it could block out the wind and stuff. So I did that, and you're just walking down this road and it's pitch dark. So, I mean, that was kind of interesting, but I mean, once you get more into daylight and stuff, it's, it's just really beautiful up there.
Did you get some good sunrise pics? Because I've seen some sunrise photos from Pikes Peak and the races, and those are always amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, where I was mainly I was kind of where the trees was, so I didn't really get, I mean, a whole lot of great stuff. I mean, I got some, cars in action. You can see some trees kind of blurring in the background. I think my personal favorite was when you get there and you're going through like the pit areas where it's pitch dark, but some of the cars, if you put your camera on a tripod and it kind of has that cool night stuff going on, they have the headlights on and stuff like that, and I think that was the coolest part, believe it or not. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. Are you planning to go next year?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get there, and I think Matthew Greenfield's going to try to get there, and hopefully there's some restrictions where they have all the a whole lot of photographers in there. Hopefully there's enough room for me to get in.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome if you're able to get in there. I mean, that'd actually be pretty phenomenal because obviously, does it work like pretty much once you get accepted, you kind of like are shortlisted, or how does that work?
So mainly, you kind of they really I think they want to see your work, kind of like a website kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And then they kind of decide, and then as it gets closer, and then they let you know, and then it kind of goes from there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
awesome. Well, I mean, because I figure if you're already making it in the first place, you're obviously not some random iPhone photographer.
Yeah.
So I figured that you'd already be on their radar if you did it once. So
yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too. But I mean, if they have like a whole bunch of photographers from like Road and Track or something, they might say, you know what, we're gonna skip this guy. That's what I'm thinking.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, quick break for a giveaway. This is from Elite Roofing with Randy Brothers. He's giving away some bags of coffee, so I'll start with one. But it's blendedcoffeeroasters.com, and just a bag of roasted coffee. So the question is, it's a real easy question to look up if you don't know the answer.
Too easy.
But what year did Bandimere Speedway open? What year did Bandimere Speedway open? So we're looking for the first answer there on the comments section, please.
And in case we're curious, guess what I found? Found the midget one.
Midget one.
There it is. I posted in the on the page.
Oh yeah.
But again, so what year did Bandimere first open? Everybody who's ever still listening, who has not won a prize already.
we might be running out of options.
Yes, if we are, we're just gonna move these things on, and we'll.
So if you haven't won and have a pulse, make sure you go ahead and comment.
Yes.
Google is encouraged at this point.
Yeah, of course.
But anyway, the midget one, baby.
So does it still have the engine under the seat, I'm guessing?
I do say it does. I really do say it does. So I did find the midget one. So that's fantastic. That's great. So,
you know what is some interesting cars like the Polaris Slingshot and the KTM Expo.
Yeah,
those are pretty cool.
So my wife just messaged me on Facebook with the answer, and she got it right. She already knows that she doesn't qualify because she's a member of the family and stuff. So she's breaking run out, slap me upside the head in about a minute or two.
Yeah, everybody but just
good answer, Miriam, but we can't take that. So
that's great. That's fantastic. All right. I don't think we have a lot of people listening right now. So. Anyway, if you are listening, and we're probably gonna, roll some of these prizes over, for the
we will.
We'll figure out something.
Podcast we'll be giving away the rest of these prizes as we go on. So
so that's really cool. So
let's go ahead and probably wrap up. I think we've been going from 7. That's about an hour.
Yeah, it's
So
about an hour. So we bored everybody. So we should.
yeah, we bored everybody to death.
Yes, excellent.
We really enjoyed having you guys and gals with us on tonight. It was
Yes.
fun. We wanted to do a little Christmas giveaway because it's Christmas in a couple of days, and our sponsors were gracious to allow us to give us some gifts to do that. So that was just awesome of them. John, go ahead and take it away. And
All right. Oh, well, as Steve said, thanks for listening to our podcast. We love your feedback. Tell us what you like and what could be improved. You can stay in touch with us and the local car scene by visiting our website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, where you can also find these live streams as well as Facebook, just by searching Colorado Cars and Coffee. Well, it's time for us to grab our coffee and hit the road. That's it for us here from Colorado Cars and Coffee. See you down the road, everyone.
Night,
everybody, thanks for joining us.
Adios.
Thank you.